Okay, hey guys, welcome to the Australian colonies, and this is part one, and you're with Mr. Burns, and here's a great picture of Australia, and that I drew. Okay, guys, why are we here? Why are we in Australia? Why is this an English colony? Why is there a colony in the Southwest Pacific? Why is there a British colony, which is what we are? We're a British colony in the Southwest Pacific. Okay, so why are we all here? Guys, originally it was for regional reasons. Now, an enemy of Britain, the Dutch, they come from Denmark, had already claimed Van Diemen's Land, and that's actually Tasmania when Abel Tasman landed previously. So basically, England was competing against these guys, the Dutch. Okay, it was a race to sort of see what land we could take over and what land we could colonise. The French were already here as well. They were already exploring in this region down here, and they'd laid claim to areas in the Southwest Pacific already, some of the islands around Australia. Two French exploration vessels were already at anchor in Botany Bay under a captain called La Perouse when the first fleet arrived. So, it was a real race to sort of fill up Australia. I know there was already Aboriginal Australians here, and I understand that is an issue, but the country was mostly empty. Okay, a colony would set up a presence to counter the influence of these traditional enemies of England. So basically, guys, England was trying to beat the Dutch and the French, because this gives, when you own a big country, when you have a big country like Australia, you have a tactical or military advantage over that. So there's one reason why we came to Australia, why British people came to Australia. Now, I want you to get this down in your book. You can write this down, thank you, in your book. You can write down those sentences in your book underneath this title right here. Okay, next. Social reasons is another reason. Social reasons are another reason why Britain has a colony, why we have Australia the way it is today. Because after the Industrial Revolution, okay, in England, populations were growing at a phenomenal, at a really large rate. They were growing at a really large rate, and there was just too many people. And poorness was everywhere. And the English jails, they were overcrowded to the point of bursting. So too many people, not enough food. A bit of a problem there. You couldn't go to the America anymore. It was closed. Okay, you weren't able to go anywhere there because England had a big war with America. So you actually couldn't go to America anymore. So where are you going to send them? You're going to send them to good old Australia. You've got a country down there that's largely empty. You're looking to get military advantage and other advantages over your enemies. So what can you do with all your people who are in your jails and you too much of a population? You send them to Australia. And that's just what England did. There was another reason. There was political reasons as well. And here's the third reason, and I want you to get this down, and I want you to get all this down in your book. Thank you, very neatly as well. Get that down in your book. Thanks very much. Okay, here's your next reason. It was a political reason. Sir Joseph Banks, who was the botanist, had suggested that Botany Bay was an excellent site for a penal colony, which is like a jail colony, despite Captain Cook's report in his journal. So Cook didn't think we should really come here, but Sir Joseph Banks did. So Cook was unavailable to report because he was off exploring the Pacific Ocean. But meanwhile, the king was there, and he had to deal with the French, and he had to deal with the Dutch. I can't write the French fast enough. He had to deal with the French, and he had to deal with the Dutch. I can't write this. Forgive me, that's not very good. He had to deal with the French and the Dutch, and Joseph Banks was there, whereas Cook wasn't there, and Joseph Banks was able to argue to the Parliament and the King, look, send all these convicts and send all these extra people down to Australia because, well, we need to fill it up anyway. And even though forget about what James Cook said, forget about what Captain Cook said, listen to me, it's going to be a great colony. And I'm actually, for one, pleased that we did that because now here we all are in Australia, and what a great country it is. So there's your three reasons, guys. Regional reasons, reason number 1. Social reasons, reason number 2. And political reasons, reason number 3. I want you to write that down neatly in your book. Then we're going to talk about that as a class. Thanks for listening.